Hey, giant builders, do you really understand your self-worth? Do you see the unique person that God made you to be? Well, today's speaker is going to share with us understanding and finding your self-worth. So, let's check it out.
Building spirituality, family, health, and business. This is the Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.
Hey, welcome, giant builders. I hope your day is going much better than mine because I had such a terrible mess this morning. So my husband and I are leaving tomorrow for very early for a trip. And so I thought, oh, I'll do some hard-boiled eggs and then we'll have an easy breakfast on the way while we're traveling. Well, then I put the eggs on and then I cut my husband's hair and then I was checking email. And the next thing you know, I hear this explosion, like seriously, like a gunshot in the house. And I was like, oh, but I knew what I did. I forgot about my hard-boiled eggs. Now, if you've never burnt hard-boiled eggs before, let me tell you, the water evaporates, the egg starts burning, and then it explodes. I mean, literally explodes, not like over the pan like popcorn. It was on the ceiling, it was all over the counter, it was on the floor, it was in the next room. It was a mess. And so, talking about something that is a test for your marriage, my husband very kindly helped me clean it up, and here we are. So, like I said, I hope your day is going better than mine. So, today's guest is Andre Hoffman. Hey, Andre, how are you?
Good. I'm glad to be here with you. My son has a specific way of burning things in the house. We have a sandwich maker, and when that heats up, usually we have a few little plants that we want to plant out to the garden, but he loves just to not remove it before he starts it off. So he's melting plastic on top and really heats up the temperatures for those little plants. We caught him twice, and not easy. How
Yeah.
are you?
Oh, I'm much better than my mess is now that my mess is cleaned up. So it was yeah. So we're here. So can you tell our guests a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Absolutely. I'm known as the doctor of self-worth, and I don't know how much time you have to for me to answer this. The story goes back to finding my self-worth and not finding it for 34 years. So I have traveled around the world in 70 countries and on 5 continents to look for that lost self-worth, which I found out later. It happened when I was young and I had a disempowering father, highly critical, quite aggressive, and I didn't know this. And at the age of 42, when my life collapsed, as it usually happens for a lot of people when it's time for breakthroughs and breakouts, because we've done our circles, then this brand was born. One of my first clients called me the doctor of self-worth. And ever since, I've been helping business owners, business leaders to find their true potential and multiplying their impact in life and business by removing the self-sabotage that they usually operate from. And it's out of unconsciousness, unfortunately. But that's the beauty. Is there anything specific that you would want to
So
ask?
expand on like specifically what your definition of self-worth is.
Well, I think it's optimism. Optimism in a way where one does not take things personally anymore. Whether it's
Wow,
business,
that's a hard one. Okay,
it
I
is.
don't,
It
I
is.
don't know my self-worth then.
Yeah, I would say it's this inner compass which is always in the top 80, 90% of self-empowerment. It's when you are happy to try things that may or may not work. A wonderful example is Edison, a big player, with the light bulb experiment. I mean, I understand he's been ridiculed by the media, and he knew what he wanted, and he just went for it, regardless of what other people thought or told about him. And I think it's to do with, it really is a building block for self-esteem, self-respect, and self-confidence. And it's not something that comes from the outside. So where most people fail is looking for that external validation. And it can and cannot come. And then self-worth is suffering if it's not built rock solid.
So, what are some steps to find our self-worth?
I see three stages to looking and making that shift. I've seen human evolution almost is first phase is having in the hard times. Life is a struggle. They are still operating from the old conditioning and whatever you have brought from your family or from the environment that you came from, not good enough, not smart enough, not rich enough, or I'm unlucky, I don't deserve it, I don't know. There's a few versions of that. And then those people are just playing out over and over in many areas of life the same type of results. And I think then at one point, there's either a big breakdown or probably a mentor or mindset coach who helps, or therapy where they start to wake up and take responsibility. And that's when they ideally, and I love that shift, is they are taken back to their best version of self. Let's say the person in the present without the past controlling him or her. And I think that's when they start to see opportunities, which they had been there all along. But because of that, the rejection patterns and fears and anxiety, they almost walked around blindfolded. I have a demonstration glass here. It's when you are just cannot see things, even if it's in front of your eyes, because you have this distorted vision. And it's the time when there is a deal on the negotiation table and they don't even see it. Then it's time to price it or even ask for the deal. And at this stage, they are now more, how to say this, they have this more momentum. And it's the time when they don't take things that personally anymore. They are starting to do their own projects. Usually, if they were working before in a corporate environment or employment, they started to grow out of that role because they start to see that, they can do things well, and they start to see their own value. And of course, it sort of starts to increase their level of self-worth. And I think ideally, if there is mentors around or a wonderful community like yours, they start to see stage 3, which is the most exciting, I think, in human evolution, is life purpose, is mission. Why was I born? What am I doing here? Who I am? And when they start to set their bearing right, if they're able to build a business around it, they just have to be in their own playground for the rest of their lives and build their business out of fun, contribution, and build a life on their terms. And I believe that each of us would, I think we would all deserve a life on our terms. And it might be 3 days work a week, or it could be 5 days work a week, or who knows what else you want. I say do not settle for less. Work towards it. And there are 2 types of things that is always required. Strategies, and there are a lot of programs out there, and the mindset piece, which is a much bigger chunk to tackle challenges and create sustainable new results, lasting change.
Yeah, I seem to find that mindset is a really big block. So, well, tell me about your book. You are a co-author of a book. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, the title is How to Become a Six-Star Business. And Six-Star Business is a wonderful community where we help leaders grow up and operate this business from passion and uh, from a high level of self-worth and expertise. And this book is a guide with actionable tips and tricks from a few of us, and this would really help you to make that shift. It's written by different experts, so there's obviously some of the businesses has this problem or that problem, but we have quite a few covered for you, and it's available on Amazon. Just have to look it up
I'll have the
and order your copy.
I'll have the link below, Giant Builders, so that you can have that, and it'll be on our media page too.
Yeah, so yeah, use it, and if you feel you want to be part of a community, then reach out. There are some few free events, and we would love to see you there.
Yeah, so it's actually like a group or an organization.
It's an organization, it's a group, and you can find six-star leaders. They changed, rebranded themselves. So if you look for six-star leaders on LinkedIn, then you'll be able to follow what's being shared and also show up on some of the events. There are some networking events and wonderful connections are taking place, and it's a lot. There's a lot of wonderful collaborations.
So are they virtual events?
Absolutely virtual. So
Okay.
yes, we have people from North America, Europe, and mostly UK, and Australia, New Zealand.
All right. And I also noted that you have a podcast.
I do. Thanks for asking. It's called the Heroes Podcast. And this podcast is putting on stage people who have difficult, terrible, traumatic times, and somehow they have been able to overcome it, come through it, and they have built a life of fun, joy, and normally a personal brand. So I'm pretty much helping everyone to see where a self-worth, self-confidence breakthrough can take people to. And I think the three stages of stuck, unconscious, best version, and on a mission, this can all happen fairly rapidly. I think some people are where they really stuck is when they want to make the jump without that second step. And they want to know exactly why am I here, what am I doing, but they're still in unconsciousness. It's almost like asking for a baby to run a marathon where they haven't even started walking yet.
Going back to your coaching, what would be a first meeting with you? What would that look like?
Well, I usually keep 45 minutes to an hour, and I made sure it's free. As I said, I spent over $100,000 on things that did not work, and I realized this personal development industry is so diluted, and at times they meaning to help you, yet I have videos about this. You can find it on my YouTube channel, but I explain how a lot of people are doing what's comfortable, and because the mind has this wonderful tendency to do what's okay, not too confronting. So you attend seminars and you go into these wonderful events. I did take part of Anthony Robinson and many of them, John DeMartini, Brian Tracy. And then I came home very excited. And in a week or two, I was back in my usual corner and nothing has changed. Or these tiny fixes. But I think most people are stuck in three four usually fairly big pattern of self-sabotage. And I needed, and it took me 20 years, age 43, somebody finally confronted me and said, look, this is your problem. You don't have a money problem. You don't have a business problem, although I have failed on 3 or 4 businesses. It's self-worth, it's self-confidence, it's you treating yourself like a genius. And of course we had to do some identity work. We had to do some change work. Yet that's what I start to make for everyone who is reaching out to me. So there's 3 things happening. I introduce myself. I need to. Secondly, I want to get to the root, the true challenge that most people have, which they don't know because they are treating with symptoms or dealing with symptoms. And the third part is where do you want to get to, or what is this point B where we're going? And thirdly, I want to find out if I can help you. And if I can, I'm guaranteeing your results. And if I cannot, I would rather say and refer you somewhere, because I think you deserve results. And this is why I have set it up this way. So I eliminated risk. I eliminated getting the wrong client or trying to help people who are not ready. So some of these sessions are free and life-changing already, whether they are signing up or not. And also have cheaper options like a group where I help them through challenges in small groups. I believe small groups and one-on-one is the fastest way to accelerate someone to results that they want to achieve and make happen.
Do you find there are some common blocks that keep us from our self-worth?
I might have said already, is this not good enough? the not enough bucket, and it's not enough time, not smart enough, and the versions of that, I don't deserve it. I haven't got a voice. I'm not important. They won't like me. The rejection patterns are quite big, where people are not able to have a voice or have a way of sharing their truth. And then it also plays out in personal relationships and in business relationships. So some of them are so obligated when they go into business with someone, with a business partner, that, well, they started at the wrong foot, and it becomes unbearable. So you really want to have a look, where are the challenges? Because you really want to find out, how did I create this? What must I have been believing about myself or about others, about the world, that I have ended up in this problem or in this challenge? Because I still believe that we are just living according to our beliefs and how we see the world and how we see ourselves.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, giant builders, first off, I want to say, giant builders, you are very worthy. You are very special, and God made you very unique. But if you feel that you're not there yet, please reach out to Andre and find out what's keeping you from really being the you that God made. So, well, any closing thoughts, sir?
What I would love to share with you is, step one is to believe that you are worth it. And that was the hardest for me. I thought I'm beyond help. And I'm this special case where no therapies work, nothing will change this. Like that's the biggest problem if that's where you are. Like then seek help to create the belief that change is possible. But more importantly, change is possible for you.
No.
Because when you have that, then let's simplify this. You want to look for someone who has done the same shift change breakout that you are looking for. Moreover, you want to look for someone who can help others to do that. Because we have specialists, right? You have a dentist, you have a lawyer, and we have a specialist for all types of challenges these days. And then all you need to do, commit to the process with a tunnel vision. Do everything you can do, and just out of precaution, I would really look for some kind of guarantee, some kind of how is this going to work? And if it's not working, work with me until we get there, or give my money back. Then move on to the next one if you need to. But do put yourself into it 110%. And what's the worst case scenario? It might take a few shots if you're not committed enough. You're doing the comfortable type of programs. But if you have results there and you see reviews, you see transformations, well, I can tell you, you will be one of them at one point.
That's wonderful. All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us. I really appreciate it. For giving me a better understanding of the self-worth process. There is a process to get there, and that really helps me understand that. So,
Thanks very much.
yeah.
It was wonderful. And yeah, keep shining the light, people.
All right.
Don't ever settle.
All right, Giant Builders. We'll see you next week.
See you soon.
Thank you for listening. This has been The Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.